Hello and welcome to the start of this vlog, which will be my vlog for the Tistheseasonathon, which is a week-long holiday-themed readathon. And it starts today. It's currently Monday, the 30th of November. I have not started reading yet. It's the middle of the workday. Still, I have like 2-3 hours left to work, and then I will start reading sometime after that. I have already posted my TBR. I will link it above somewhere. But let me just talk a little bit about my reading plans for today. So the plan is to read at least one story in All Out, which is a short story collection. I think the first story is written by Anna-Marie McLemore. And this will be my first time reading anything from this author, so I'm excited about that. I think the story is like maybe 20 pages long or something, so it shouldn't take me that long. And then I also plan to start reading this book on my Kindle. It's Mr. Frosty Pants by Letta Blake, which is a romance, a holiday-themed romance, and I don't know much about it aside from that, so I am excited to start reading that as well. All Out is for the prompt to read a book that I've been like putting off or that I haven't gotten to this year. And Mr. Frosty Pants is for the prompt to read a book with lights on the cover, because there is a Christmas tree with lights on the cover. So yeah, I think that's going to be it for now. I just wanted to start a vlog, say hi. So I guess I will be back later today when I've read something. I am so tired. I sat down to read, and I did read for a little while, but then I ended up taking a nap instead because I just could not keep my eyes open. I didn't sleep very well at all last night, and now I am paying the price, I guess. So I have not read as much as I would have liked. I've read 2 stories in All Out. The first one, let me just open it. The first one was named, what was it named? The first one was named Roha by Anna-Marie McLemore, and the second one was named The Sweet Trade by Natalie C. Parker. So I like this so far. I in particular like the story by Anna-Marie McLemore. The writing of that story was just wonderful, so I could definitely see myself reading more books by this author. The second story by Natalie C. Parker was just okay. I liked it, but my favorite so far was the Anna-Marie McLemore story. So read 2 stories of that, and then I started, or I'm currently reading, Mr. Frosty Pants by Letta Blake. I'm not very far into this. I am at 4%, page 7. But like I said, I fell asleep, and I'm not blaming the book. It's just, I am just so tired. But I'm hoping the fact that I've napped for a while will help me feel a little less tired. It's about 7:30 in the evening, so yeah. But yeah, so far so good. Mr. Frosty Pants so far, like I said, not far into it. Don't really have an opinion about it. The writing seems to be pretty good, so that is always a good sign. But other than that, no opinions on it so far. So yeah, Monday evening, first day of the work week over. Hoping to be a little less tired the other days this week, because otherwise it will really ruin my reading. But yeah, I guess I'll talk to you later. It is December 1st, so it's time to open window number 1 in this advent calendar that I have here. Let's just open number 1. So basically in this calendar you can, or I can win money. So I either have to like have 3 similar numbers here, which I don't. And then we also have this reindeer figure. And I have to collect figures, so if I get 8 reindeers, I can win 2,000 Norwegian crowns. And if I have 12 like Santa images, I can win 1 million. So let's hope I'll get rich this Christmas. That would be nice. So I got this calendar from my sister last week. She gave it to me as a little bit of a pre-Christmas gift, and I also got these things like some chocolate, and I got this cup with a bag of tea, and it's basically apple and cinnamon flavor. So I think I'm going to try that now. It's time for my lunch break anyway, so I will try out this new tea that I have. So it's Tuesday evening. I have been working, I have gone out for a hike, I've showered and I've had dinner. So now I'm finally ready to sit down and read. I have read some today actually. I started, while I was out hiking, I started the audiobook of You Should See Me in a Crown by Leah Johnson, and I think I got maybe an hour and a half into the audiobook. So far I'm liking it. It's about a girl who is soon to graduate high school, and she is looking forward to starting college, and she has gotten accepted at her like dream school. But in order to go there she needs a scholarship, which she was counting on getting, but as it turns out she's not getting that scholarship, and because of that she can't attend that college that she wants to go to. But at her school there's the prom at her school is a really big deal, so the prom queen and the prom king gets like huge amounts of money or something. So now she's planning to run for prom queen in order to win and get the money that she needs for college. So that's basically the premise of the story. So far it's pretty good. I enjoy it. I enjoyed the storyline so far. I think we've been introduced to the love interest. Not sure. I think so. And there's like a fun friend group, and yeah, I'm liking it. I've also read at lunch today. I read another story in All Out. The story that I read today was by Nyla McGrunder, and I liked it because it had a asexual character, or at least someone who was questioning if they could be asexual. I mean, the word asexual wasn't used, but she was like questioning why she wasn't interested in like sex and kissing and all that stuff. And this story was set, like all these stories in this book is set in the past, so it's like historical fiction. So far I've read one story set in the, I think, 1800s and one set in the 1700s, and the one that I read now was set in the 1970s, I think. So yeah, so far so good. I'm 3 stories in, but tonight I think I actually want to focus on Mr. Frosty Pants, because I have not gotten as far into that one as I would have liked. I'm currently at 13%. Like you saw, I was so tired last night, I just wasn't able to read much. So I'm hoping to make some progress on this one today. I'm really liking it so far. It's basically, it's about these 2 guys who used to be best friends when they were kids. But they're like from different sides of the track, so to speak. We have Casey, who is like from a rich high society family, and then we have Joel, who grew up with his I think abusive father, and they didn't have much money at all. And both, like when they were young, and they were both like crushing on each other, but they didn't say anything to the other person, so neither of them knows. And then after high school, Casey basically just left town without saying anything to Joel to go to college, and he hasn't really returned since then. And now it's like 4 years later, I think, and he is back in town for the first time to celebrate Christmas with his parents. And basically the two of them meet up, and yeah, so far Joel is pretty angry at Casey still for just leaving like that, so he is pretty frosty, which I guess maybe that's where the title comes from, Mr. Frosty Pants. But I mean, it's romance, so I assume that things will warm up soon enough. But yeah, liking it so far. I'm excited to continue. So yeah, I think that was my little update for today. So I guess I'll talk to you later. Hi. It's Wednesday night. I don't really have that much to update you on. I just figured I'll make an update. I've read at lunch today, I read another story in All Out. It was by Mackenzie Lee, and I love Mackenzie Lee, or the books I've read by her. And this story was really, really cute. It's probably my favorite in this book so far. It was just really cute and fun, so I really love that one. I've also been continuing Mr. Frosty Pants. I'm on chapter 11 now, at 33%. And I'm still liking this a lot. It's, yeah, I mean, things are developing, I guess. So yeah, I'm having a good time with that one. It's pretty Christmassy, which, you know, is what I hoped for when I picked it up. So yeah, I'm still looking forward to reading the rest of that book. Also today, or technically yesterday, the Pop Sugar Reading Challenge for 2021 was announced, and that is always so much fun. And I earlier today I filmed a reaction video to that, basically, where I looked at the prompt for the first time and sort of made some had some initial thoughts about the prompts. So if everything is going according to plan, that video should be posted by now. So if it is, I will link it up above. But yeah, it's always so much fun when the prompts are announced, because it's just, I don't know, I have so much fun just looking at the prompts and figuring out which books might fit, and looking at what other people plan to read, and seeing if I can like fit some of my TBR books into the different prompts and all that stuff. I mean, I have so much fun with it. So honestly, tonight I basically just want to sit down, make a spreadsheet, and start looking at which books I could read for the prompt. So I might do that. But yeah, I think that's my update for now. I do plan on continuing Mr. Frosty Pants a little bit tonight, so hopefully I'll get a little bit further into that one. So, but I guess I will talk to you probably tomorrow. Hi guys, it's Friday, it's the middle of the workday. I'm about to have lunch soon. But this means it's almost the weekend, which I am very excited about because this work week has been somewhat stressful. So I'll be very happy when it's over. And later today I plan to go for a hike after work. So I should get some audiobook reading done then. I guess my reading this week, I had hoped it would go a little bit better. I've just been maybe not busier than I expected, but I've had a lot on my mind. So I just haven't been able to read as much as I would have liked, but I'm hoping that I'll still be able to finish the 3 books that was sort of my goal to finish. I'm pretty sure I'll be able to finish my audiobook. I'm on track with that. I feel like all out, I didn't really plan to finish that one. If I did, that would just be a bonus. I basically plan to continue reading stories here and there throughout the coming weeks as well. With Mr. Frosty Pants, I guess with that one I wish I'd been a little bit further. I think I'm on 55% right now, so I mean I can still finish it, and I probably will finish it, but I still haven't started This Winter by Alice Oseman, which is the final book that I am hoping to finish this week. But it's a novella, and there's quite a lot of illustrations in it, and also I noticed the font is pretty big. So I don't think that book should take me too long to read, and I still have the weekend left where I do most of my reading, so I guess we'll just have to see. I'm enjoying the books I'm reading though, which is the most important thing, so I'm having a good time with this readathon. But yeah, I'm about to have some lunch now, so I guess I'll talk to you later. Hey, it's now Friday evening. I have finished work. I have been out hiking, I've showered, I've had dinner. I'm about to sit down and read soon. But here's a funny story for you. When I was out for a hike, I stopped by the mall on the way home to pick up these Christmas lights. Because last week I was going to put up the Christmas lights on my balcony. And I was really excited about it, but then when I went to find the lights, I could not find them anywhere. And I searched my apartment and they were just gone. And then I realized that I must have done something very stupid, because I used to have 2 sets of lights, and they were in identical boxes. And one of the set was working and the other wasn't, so I was going to throw that away. So apparently I must have done that at some point and forgotten about it, because this summer I was going to throw out some trash and I saw those lights and I was like, yeah, I was supposed to throw those out, so I'll just grab those as well. So I threw them in the trash, and I realize now that I must have thrown out the ones that were actually working. That is annoying, because I really don't like to throw completely usable things in the trash. Like, they were perfectly fine, I could have used them. So then I needed to go out and I needed to buy new lights, because I wanted those Christmas lights. But then they didn't have them in the shop, so I ordered them and I picked them up today. And I was so excited to finally be putting up my Christmas lights on my balcony. But then I got home, and a guy at the store, he asked me, do you need batteries? And I was like, no, I have batteries. And then I got home, and because I thought the batteries that I needed were the same ones that I needed for my old lights, turns out that was not right. I needed different batteries for these ones. Batteries that I don't have. So now I still cannot put up my Christmas lights. And I'm not going to go out and buy batteries this weekend, because I really try to limit the amount of times that I am at the mall. So I'm probably not going to go there until early next week, because I need to pick up groceries probably Monday or Tuesday anyway, so I'll go then. But that means I still don't have Christmas lights on my balcony. So yeah, I'm a little annoyed by that. But I mean, that's how it is. I have other Christmas decorations in my apartment, as you would have seen earlier in this vlog, so I mean, I'm fine. It's just a little annoying. Anyway, that was that story. Now I'm going to go and read. I'm super excited that the weekend is here. I'm hoping to read a lot. I'm hoping to finish 3 books. I'm not sure if I can do it, but I think, like, I've been reading all out I've been reading at least 1 story every day this week. Some days I've been reading 2. But that book wasn't really supposed to be a priority for this readathon. I was just going to read some of it, so I think maybe I'll put that book down for now and prioritize the other books, because the 3 other books are the ones that I want to finish. So I listened to some of my audiobook when I was out hiking earlier, so I don't have too much left of that one. I can easily finish it this weekend, so I think now I just need to prioritize Mr. Frosty Pants, which is a book that I'm really enjoying, so I'm not mad about that. So yeah, I'm going to go read that book now, so talk to you probably tomorrow. So let me introduce you to my friend here. He typically hides in my closet for 11 months during the year, and then he comes out in December and he sits here on the couch, and he basically just keeps me company during Christmas. So I haven't named him yet. He should probably have a name. But yeah, I should do that. But for now I'm going to leave this guy here on the couch, and I'm going to talk about books. I was pretty productive this morning, I feel like. I continued reading Mr. Frosty Pants. I'm up to 82% now. I don't have that much left. I had a hard time putting that book down this morning. I mean, I've enjoyed it the entire time, but some parts have been a little bit slower than others. But what I read this morning, I just really had a hard time putting down. So that's good. I also listened to some more of my audiobook, You Should See Me in a Crown, while I was doing stuff around the apartment this morning. So I think I have about 2 hours left of the audiobook now, and I plan to go hiking tomorrow, so I'll probably finish that book then. So what I plan to do today is I'm finally going to start This Winter by Alice Oseman. I feel like I've mentioned this book in so many videos now, so it's time I finally read it. I'm hoping that I can finish it this weekend. It's just not very long, and there are like pages that are just like text messages, and then there are like illustrations, and also the font, if you can see, is pretty big. Also, it's kind of short. I think it's less than 150 pages in this, so I think that I could finish it this weekend, as well as finishing Mr. Frosty Pants and the audiobook. So I am hopeful, but I also have other stuff to do this weekend. I just filmed a couple of videos, so I need to start editing those, and I also I've started editing this vlog, but I need to do a little bit more of that. And editing just takes up a lot of time for me, so we'll see. I am enjoying the books I'm reading, and I'm super excited to start this one, so I'm going to try and prioritize reading at least some of the time. So yeah, I think that's my update for now. So me and my little friend here, we're going to say bye for now, and I guess I'll talk to you later. It's Sunday, it's well, it might not actually be morning anymore. But I just got out of bed. I spent a good amount of time in bed this morning finishing Mr. Frosty Pants. I love that book. It was so cute. The first like 50% was maybe a tiny bit slow. It was still good, but like it was only in the last half that I really got into it, and I was just loving it so much. So that was just a very good romance. There was just really good balance between the different elements of the story, like the cuter, fluffier stuff and the more serious topics that were being raised in the book. The ending was great. I mean, sometimes with romance books, for me the endings can sometimes be almost too sweet. And this book, like, it was really sweet, but I found that it was like just the right amount of sweet for me. So I was super happy with the ending as well. So like finally, the last day of the readathon, I finished my first book. It was about time. But I intend to finish more books today. I am about to go out for a hike now, and while I'm out, I am planning to finish my audiobook, You Should See Me in a Crown. Like I think I mentioned yesterday, I have about 2 hours left of the audiobook. So if I don't finish it while I'm outside, I'll finish it as soon as I get back, so that shouldn't be a problem. And then later today I plan on finishing This Winter, which I'm absolutely loving so far. So I'll probably talk more about that book later. But yeah, now it's time for some breakfast and then I'm going for a hike. So I have now finished my second book of the day and of the readathon, which was the audiobook that I have been reading throughout this week. You Should See Me in a Crown by Leah Johnson, and that book was just really great. I'm not gonna say surprisingly good exactly, because I did have expectations for it, but I have to admit that like over maybe the past year or so, I have gotten I guess a little tired of certain types of YA stories. I just feel like there's some sort of stories I've just read quite a lot of, and I'm just like maybe a little bit over it. And I was a little bit afraid that this book would fall into, I guess, that category of books. And there were certainly things about it that were pretty typical YA. There was like high school, prom, relationship drama, friendship drama, and like a lot of things that you find in like a typical YA contemporary story. But there was also things about it that felt different and new, and that just made it more special, I guess, compared to some other books that I've read. It was just, I mean, it's about being like one of the few black students at your school and being queer in a pretty conservative community and not being quite out. And there are also anxiety rap, and there are just great family relationships, great friendships. I love the female romance in here. So I mean, it was just a really good book, and this sort of reminds me that yeah, maybe I'm a little bit done with, like I said, some YA books, but there are certainly also books that are YA that I want to read, and this was just a good example of that. So yeah, this was good. I really enjoyed it, and I'm glad I picked it up. So like I said, that was my second finished book of the day. And now, once I've had some food, I'm going to sit down and I'm going to finish This Winter, which I'm not going to talk too much about now. I'm going to talk about it later today when I finish this. But like I said earlier today, I loved it so far, so I'm excited to sit down and finish this now. It's looking pretty nice outside right now. We just had we still have a really pretty sunset, and you can also see some of the Christmas trees outside my window. It's just looking very cozy and pretty Christmassy. I just finished my third book of the day, which was This Winter, and I absolutely loved it. Are you surprised? Probably not. So this was great. It's super short. I could easily have read this in a day, but I kind of tried to make it last just because it was amazing. So this is basically a story which is told from the perspective of the three spring siblings. So there are three parts, and the first part is told from the perspective of Tori, who is the oldest sibling, and she is the main character of Solitaire, the book. And then we have the second part, which was told from Charlie's point of view. And Charlie, as you probably know, is one of the two main characters in Heartstopper. And then the third part was told from the point of view of Oliver, who is the youngest brother. And he is like 7, I think. So this was just super like sweet and heartwarming and pure, but it's not only that. This story basically, it takes place on Christmas Day. And we have this family, and they've had sort of a rough few months. I'm going to try not to mention too much about what has happened, because I feel like that is spoilers for Heartstopper and Solitaire. But basically it's now Christmas Day, and they are trying to just come together for Christmas, and they want to make Christmas they want it to be a good day. And I feel like they have maybe different expectations, and they just have different ways of dealing with it, and it doesn't necessarily go the way they want or the way they have planned. It's just about basically the challenges of Christmas in a family. I'm being super vague, but like I said, I'll try not to spoil too much. So this one, basically, I feel like this one, you probably shouldn't read this one unless you have read at least Heartstopper. I feel like you could maybe read it without having read Solitaire. Because this takes place after the Heartstopper books. I can't remember Solitaire enough to say for sure, but I think this takes place after Heartstopper but before Solitaire, I think. So yeah, this was great. It has some super cute illustrations, and you guys already know that I love this universe and I love Alice Oseman, so there's no surprise to anyone that I absolutely adore this book. So yeah, that was my third book of this readathon. And I think I may actually wrap up this vlog here, because there's still a little bit left of the day, but honestly I don't think I'll be reading that much. I plan to maybe try and get this vlog mostly edited today, so I'll probably just start doing that. So let me just quickly go over the prompts and what I read for each of the prompts. So the first prompt was to read a holiday-themed book. For this I read 2 books that could fit, but the one that I specifically read for this prompt was the book I just talked about, which was This Winter. This is set on Christmas Day, so it's definitely holiday-themed. And then the second prompt was to read a book you meant to get to this year but didn't. And for that I've been reading All Out. I don't have the cover here, but it's All Out. I'm about halfway through this book. Like I said earlier in the vlog, I really didn't have any intention of finishing this book during the readathon. I will continue to read this throughout December. But I'm about halfway into the book. I read a couple of more stories yesterday, which I didn't mention. I read one story in particular that I really liked. It's one called Molly's Lips by Dahlia Adler. And it's basically about, it's set in 1994, so not the too distant past. And it's set right after the death of Kurt Cobain from Nirvana. And it's about two girls who were like big fans of his, and basically they're grieving over him, but at the same time also like finding out that they like each other. So it was super, super cute. And I really liked it. It was also very short. It's probably the shortest one that I've read so far. But yeah, I will continue to read this, probably maybe a bit later today as well, and then throughout the rest of the month. And then the next prompt was to read a diverse book, which is also a prompt that I have read several books that could fit into. But the one that I specifically read was You Should See Me in a Crown by Leah Johnson, which I talked about in an earlier clip, which was lovely and great, and I really enjoyed it. And then we had to read a book with lights on the cover. And for this I read Mr. Frosty Pants by Leda Blake, which I also talked about earlier and that I also really, really enjoyed. And the final prompt was to read a cozy read. And I didn't have a book specifically picked out for this challenge, but I think probably Mr. Frosty Pants could work for that one as well. I mean, this winter could kind of work because there was like cozy things in it, but it was also dealing with some heavier topics. So I guess Mr. Frosty Pants is probably the one that I think might fit the best for that prompt. So yeah, that was what I've read this week. Honestly, I kind of hoped that I'd read maybe a little bit more, maybe get a little bit further into All Out, or maybe even start another holiday romance, because I'm still really in a holiday romance kind of mood. But more importantly, I've just really enjoyed the things that I've been reading this week. Even though I haven't read as much as I would have hoped, I still have had such a good time reading these books, and I think that that is the most important part. So yeah, it's been a really, really good week altogether. I've had a lot of fun with this readathon, so thank you to the host for putting it together. I will definitely try and do it again next year, if it's happening again then. So I think that's going to be it for this vlog, so thank you so much for watching, and I will see you soon for another video.